Good evening and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Liwanag. It was another successful event here at the Black River Bridge, but of course, the true heroes are the people of the community. The Thunder Bay International Film Festival attracts people from all over the country and even across the world. The slow bike ride was a perfect way to celebrate and encourage healthy living for all ages. We often take it for granted, and here in the Great Lakes, we step outside our homes and we are surrounded by clean water. But just a couple hours away south of Alpena, the city of Flint is dealing with the water crisis.
Well, I was just shocked because I'm thinking, here in Michigan? I mean, we're the Great Lakes state.
The situation has made national headlines since Flint made the switch from Lake Huron to the Flint River as the city's main water source in order to save money. But the corrosive Flint River water included high levels of lead, which created a range of serious health problems.
Here we have a real need, even in our own state, of people who don't have safe drinking water.
Now, All Saints Catholic Parish in Alpena is stepping in to help Flint.
I contacted Father Joe and asked him if this was a possibility, if we could do this and involve the parish. And he was eager to help, and so we immediately put it in the bulletin, made announcements in church. I'm amazed at the number of people from the parish that came in to give donations.
Within just a week, the church was able to raise over 100 cases of water, and these will all be making their way to Flint tomorrow morning.
It's just wonderful that people care enough about others to want to do that. And they've gotten together and they've mobilized the parish, and they've had that throughout this week to try to get everyone to be involved. That's always wonderful to see, seeing people being taken care of.
It just reminded me of how generous people in this community are, and I think the satisfaction with everyone of knowing that it's going to a good cause.
Even though the water drive is over, the parish is still collecting monetary donations to continue with the efforts to help Flint.
This is an ongoing effort. This is going to take months, years, and so don't give up on it, even if you're tired of hearing of it.
I think any of us would want to have somebody reach out to us if we were in this situation.
In Alpena, Liwanag, WBKB News. We begin a three-part series on childhood cancer. Cancer is a major disease in the United States, and according to the National Cancer Institute, over 15,000 children are dealing with cancer. Tonight, we feature a family with a son who was recently diagnosed with cancer. It's one of the most severe diseases anyone can have, cancer. For Eric and Kelly Hunter, it was just a normal day for their son Paxton after a game of t-ball.
During t-ball this spring, he had developed a limp. We thought he sprained his ankle. So I wrapped it, iced it, gave him ibuprofen around the clock, and that didn't heal for weeks.
With a lack of improvement to the ankle, the Hunters took their son to the hospital and doctors implemented a blood test.
We got a phone call from a doctor who had taken the blood from Paxton, and we didn't know anything was wrong with the first call. She said, well, when can we talk? And I said, we're not going to be back in town until tomorrow. Can we talk tomorrow? And that instantly put a little knot in my stomach. Like, what can't she tell me over the phone?
The doctor then called again, and this time it was a call that changed the family's life.
This can't wait. Paxton has cancer in his blood. You need to take him to U of M tonight.
The Hunters questioned as to why this happened to them despite their healthy background.
The thing that's still frustrating is with both of my children, I don't believe in fast food. I don't like processed food. I don't like anything that's unhealthy for human beings to be around. I just don't know why it would happen. Why it would have happened to him being in good health and, eating right, exercising, not being around hazardous material or anything. So, I don't know, it's really shocking.
Even though the family's doing all they can to care for Paxton, ultimately, they have a mindset of peace that they will overcome this battle.
Faith, yeah. Faith in a higher power and faith in everything happens for a reason.
Paxton is doing great and receives weekly treatments at the University of Michigan Hospital. According to cancer.org, a lot of progress has been made in treating childhood cancer, but early detection is key.
I just think if Paxton never would have sprained his ankle, or if I never would have checked up on that leg pain, which was a symptom of leukemia, was bone pain. A tip from me would be to push for a yearly blood draw to check for things like that. If you can catch it sooner you just have a better odds, you know, you have a better chance to beat it before it gets too aggressive or turns into something else.
In Alpena, Neil Liwanag, WBKB News. All week, we've highlighted the process of childhood cancer. We've learned about diagnosis and support groups. Tonight, we wrap up our three-part series as we talk about the options to help treat childhood cancer. When a child develops cancer, finding ways to treat it is essential. The most common way to help with treatment is visiting an oncologist. University of Michigan's Dr. Amanda Sankar specializes on treating young patients who deal with cancer.
Our basic backbone is the chemotherapy, and we do start all our kids on prophylactic antibiotics because their immune system will be knocked down with chemotherapy.
Of course, a child's nutrition and staying active are important during treatment.
We always recommend a healthy diet for our kids, and as much as they can tolerate moving around, exercising.
Along with a healthy diet, going through the medical procedure has its benefits and is known for its success rate.
Leukemias, for example, had a great improvement in long-term prognosis and survival for childhood cancers with a cure rate above 90% at this point, and just good hygiene, making sure that, you know, they brush their teeth, going over all those things. So the biggest risk for kids is their own bacteria, making sure they stay hydrated at home.
While the medical approach is usually the method most cancer patients prefer, some of them elect for natural treatment through a naturopath.
They don't have any side effects. They work with the body. I talk to them heavily about their diet and getting things out of their diet that can cause free radicals in the body.
Similar to the medical standpoint, treating cancer naturally weighs heavily on a healthy diet.
And also look at things like where they live and whether or not they have any environmental toxins that might be contributing to an overload in the body. Get them on good nutrition. So I've done a lot of research on the supplements, so I know which ones are good products and which ones to stay away from.
Opting with natural treatment can complement with the child's chemotherapy and cure the disease at a faster rate.
To help with some of the side effects from the chemotherapy or the radiation, like foot soaks that they can do, or baths that they can take with essential oils added in there. Making sure that they're drinking enough water, making sure that they're an active child, making sure they're getting outside and playing.
Natural and medical treatments have various similarities, but both work in overcoming childhood cancer. In Alpena, Neil Liwanag, WBKB News. Well, that will do it for tonight's show. Be sure to catch us tomorrow night at 11. Good night, everybody.